Hello friends, in this video I will be talking about header files. I'm very sure when you are working in C language you come across different type of header files. Now did you ever wonder that can I create my own custom header file? And if I do so, then what the header file should contain. So after the end of this video it will be very clear to you that what actually header file consists of. So as you can see over here, I have written a program and I've given the name as main.c, and this is my header file. That's the reason letter H symbolizes that this is a header file. I've given the name of the header file as Swaroop. You are free to choose whatever name you feel like, it doesn't matter, with extension called .h. This is very important. Now look over here, this can be an interview question, that when you write stdio.h you provide angular bracket, but in my case I have gone for quotation. So this is a very important question, that is, apart from angular bracket while writing a header file, can I put any other symbol? The answer is yes, and that is quotation. So when are you going to put the quotation? When you are creating a header file, and that header file you are storing anywhere you want. In that case you have to put it within quotation. But suppose if you want to store it within the system defined location of your compiler or the ID which you are using, where all header files are kept actually, in that case you can use angular bracket even then also. But since I kept it in an arbitrary place, that means where my project is present, that's the reason why I have gone for quotation. So I'm not keeping this header file in the custom folder, in the folder where usually all the system defined header file are kept. I'm not keeping it over there. So that's the reason why I have gone for quotation. So take note of this point, okay, that when you're keeping the header file not in the place where the system defined header files are actually kept, in that case you have to use quotation. Now look over here what I have got. Inside the header file I've written one function and I've given the name of the function as count. So what I'm going to count, okay, let me run the program and you will get the idea to what this program is going to do. It is asking me enter a number, so I can give any number. Suppose I'm giving a number like 3 4 1 2 3. Suppose I give this number, or I just give like this one, 3 4 1 2, and I hit the enter. What you can see, it has stated how many digits are there in this particular number. That's great. Let me rerun the code program once again, and this time going with suppose 2 9 8 3 5. How about now? I hit the enter and this number has got 5 digits. So in this particular program, the input which you are giving, it will count the number of digits present in that input. It's really good. Let's try one more time. Suppose I have gone for a very small number now, suppose 315. So how many digits? It's exactly 3 digits, right? So let's see how the program is working. So the control will come to the main function first, and then I have declared a variable over here which is of the type integer. This is my print statement. So as I run my program, you can see the print statement appearing on the console, and the cursor is waiting for the user to give input, and that input will be taken by scanf. So scanf is responsible for taking a number as input. In this case at least, suppose I give this number. So when I hit the enter, this number would get stored inside a variable num, and the data type of this number is %d. So %d stands for integer. Well, when I say it's integer, it can be a positive number, it can be a negative number. That means it's a sign integer. It has got a sign. It can be positive or it can be negative. Okay, and that input will be storing inside the num variable, where the ampersand denote the address of operator. As we know that the variable are stored inside the memory of your computer programs. So for that reason you need to identify the location where the variable exists, and for that reason this ampersand will be made use of. Okay, now here comes the main climax of the story. This is the count. I'm giving a call to the function called count. Now this count function has not been defined in this particular file, rather it is present inside the header file, and there is no error. The reason is header file already been included. So this include means you're including a file along with your program. That's the reason why include keyword is used. as if like you are attaching, and over here the hash symbol is also used. So many times this question comes in interview, that why in C language we use hash symbol. Hash is like you're attaching multiple files. One, the file where you're writing a program, and the file that is system defined header file or custom defined header file. So both the files you're attaching with one another. So that's the reason you have got the hash symbol. And include keyword, exactly it means so you're including the other file along with this file. So the count is a function that comes over here. And what type of function is this? Well, count is a function that takes parameter as an input. So over here the parameter comes, that means the number which I've given is right over here, and this function is going to return a value. Like as you can see over here, this return value will be stored inside this particular variable int cnt count, there where it will be stored. But first let's go and check out what is the count function is doing. So it has got one argument, the parameter has been passed from here, the argument is input, and now I've got one more variable to count how many digits are there. And now we're running a while loop, as we know that while is an entry control loop. So at first the condition will be evaluated. If the condition is found to be true, then only the body of the loop is going to be executed. So the input what I have given, it should be greater than 0. In that case, that number will be divided by 10, and the quotient will be stored inside the input. So naturally the number is reducing as you are dividing it by 10, right? In that way the number will slowly, gradually it will come down, and at one point of time it will be below 0. But while it is happening, each time the iteration is going on, the counter is getting incremented by 1. And finally when the number will become less than 0, the loop process stop, and by then we have already counted the number of digits. That number of digit which has been holding the variable c is now been returned back to the main function, and that input comes and gets to right over here inside this particular variable cnt. So we can say that the count function is taking a parameter, and after performing its operation is also returning a value, and that value has been stored right over here. And then finally I'm going to display both the statement. So here is my statement that the actual digit has got this many number of letters, or this many number of characters, whatever you call it. So here the variable gets displayed with the particular number, and then finally the program comes to an end. So this particular program has been very short, very compact, but the main intention of this program is to make you understand that try to create header files and try to distribute the functions so that your program has got modular structure, because in the upcoming like frameworks or libraries where you work on, you will be coming across multiple files. So you need to get yourself acquainted with writing your program among distributed file system, among multiple files, rather getting just restricted within one single file. Okay, so from this program you learned how to create a header file, and in my next program we'll be seeing further more on this particular topic. Until then, have a nice time. Bye bye.